I wanted to respond to Gabby's planning tag with my own. So here goes, all 23 questions. Will I find out the gender? We probably will. We're going to be doing a lot of, ultrasounds because it's IVF anyway. Whether we'll still be doing them at that time, I don't know. Will we use pacifier? I imagine we probably will, but we definitely want to avoid a situation where, we have a toddler walking around trying to talk with it in their mouth, that kind of thing. Do we have any nursery ideas? I don't think my husband does. I do. I've always thought it would be really pretty to have walls the color of a sunset. And it would just feel so cozy to go to sleep in and wake up in. But also, it's kind of more gender neutral, which is great if you have, if you're blessed with two genders or a second child. It's just cheaper that way. Are you the first, middle, or last of friends to TTC? We're the last. We're the last. Will we get or use hand-me-downs? Absolutely. If I receive appropriate, useful hand-me-downs, I'll absolutely use them, and I'll probably go to the, the consignment, the big consignment things twice a year that they have. How close in age would we like our children? 2 years would be optimum, but I'll take what I can get. Will I make my own baby food? Absolutely. I already make my dog's food. And that, she loves it, works out really well for her health-wise, and my mother did it for me, and that's one really good thing that my mother did. I think that that helped set a basis for my tastes. I really, really love my vegetables, and, she just didn't add any salt or anything like that to it, so I was really just... Oops. I think she did a good job with that, so I'll probably do the same. Will we co-sleep? I very much doubt it. I know that it can be done safely, but I read up on it and it seemed very, very complicated, and I'm not really comfortable that we could pull that off. Will we use a stroller? Yes, we'll use a stroller. I have even daydreamed and Googled strollers. I get so excited about the concept of using a stroller, and I've even looked at twin strollers, and yeah, so I'll totally use that. I'm sure I'll use some kind of a wrap, when they're really, really tiny. Will you go back to work or stay home? Ideally, I will stay home, but if my family and my children's requirement are that I go back to work for financial reasons, I'll do that. I won't prefer to do that. I would prefer to be with them. But a good mother will adjust to whatever her children and her family need. So that's what I'll do. After a newborn or infant, how long will you let the child cry before going to them? A newborn or an infant, in my view, has needs, and you need to fulfill those needs. And they communicate those oftentimes by crying, and so I don't expect that I'll let my child cry when they're that young. Obviously, when they get older, I have a very different view of it. I would want my child to grow some patience and understand the difference between needs and wants. But that's a gradual thing. That's a very gradual thing. The changing of expectations has to be gradual for me. How often will I bathe my child? I'm assuming once a day. I'll have to read up on that. Will you do extended rear-facing car seat? I'll definitely do a rear-facing car seat. Extended? I don't know what that means. Extended period of time? I really don't know what that question means or refers to. Will I breastfeed, and if so, for how long? I would love to breastfeed. I would really prefer to breastfeed for as long as my child finds it, useful, comforting, etc. Whether it's, quite a while and just used later on for when they're ill or comfort or whatever, that's fine with me. It probably will have a lot to do with, whether I'm working outside the home 5 days a week and slugging away in traffic, but we'll see. When will you introduce solids in baby food? I have no idea. I'll read up on that before that happens, obviously. Do I want a boy or a girl first? Wow. I'll take what I can get. I'll be really happy with either. But girls are really common in my family, so I probably would really delight in having the rarity of a little boy, because I totally know how to do the girl thing. I get that get that down pat. But boys, that's a kind of a different experience, and I know that that's kind of a stereotype, but I just would like that experience. So I would like that experience. Do we have names picked out? Nope. We've talked about names over the years, but no, we don't have any. How many kids do we want? 2 would be perfect. Will we homeschool? No. I don't expect that we will. I was homeschooled from 6th grade on. And I don't think that I would do that for my kids. I don't live in an area with great public schools, so I'll either have to move or maybe consider doing something like that early on. I would not try to do it later, you know, when they're older. Home or hospital birth? I definitely want a home birth, but I will adjust to whatever it is required at the time for everyone's safety, you know, mine and the baby's. But I would feel much safer with a home birth for several reasons. Planned C-section, epidural, or natural birth? Obviously, I prefer natural birth, but again, would totally be willing to adjust as needed. I have a wonderful home birth midwife who does my well, woman exams now, and I have a wonderful OB who, you know, really values the idea of home birth anyway. So yeah, best of both worlds there with those 2 ladies. Will I drink while pregnant? Clearly not get hammered, as in a glass of wine occasionally. And the first time I saw a pregnant woman do that was a handful of years ago, and it was surprising to me, but I didn't find anything wrong or harmful in it, and I haven't read anything harmful with it. Once in a blue moon, 1 glass. So whether I'll do it, I don't know, because I'm not sure what my circumstances are going to be at that time. Will we cloth diaper or use disposables? It'll probably be a combination. Ideally, I'd love to have cloth diapering and you know, just get them potty trained really quickly. A lot of that will have to do with whether I am, you know, again, working the 9-to-5 grind outside the home. All right, I would love to hear your comments, and I would love to have you guys also, you know, all of you guys do this tag as well. All right.